Hello, Canucks fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Canucks Conversation, delivered to you by the great folks at DoorDash.
Ding dong.
You can use promo code CONVODD, capital C, capital D's, all one word, CONVODD. That will get you 25% off and free delivery on your first order with the DoorDash app. Does not get much better than that, folks.
Look at the fade. Look at the fade from the back there.
Your fade does look pretty good. My name is David Quadrelli. I'm joined, as always, by the man who built the place with a freshly cut head of hair, Chris Faber. Our technical producer is
Looks
Alex
like you could slide a credit card right between that little thing. Look at that. Put a credit card in there and pay me.
Podcast listeners absolutely hate you. Chris Faber, technical producer is Alex Lard. My name is Dave Quadrelli. This is the Canucks Conversation.
Sorry for you put those googly eyes right up here.
Oh boy,
it looked like a smiley face. I'd never seen that part of my head.
Okay,
all right.
So as I was saying, high above Rogers
Get out of there,
Arena,
Alex. Yeah, thank you.
It is the Canucks Conversation podcast. Remember, that's the name of the show, Chris. Canucks Conversation live. Where do you want to start today, buddy? Because what a game.
Do I want to start today? I don't know.
No, and that's the thing, is you and I even were talking right before the show started just about, like, so what do we even say? Where do you go with this team?
We don't have to go right into the team I want to discuss something real quick, and people in the chat can come in here with this. I'm thinking about getting a CPAP machine. One of these, you put them on, like a mask you put on, and it helps, does it help you get oxygen? Is that what a CPAP's all about?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Okay, anybody in the chat, let us know. The CPAP, that's what I'm looking forward to getting one. I don't know if it's not just like for people that need it, like medically, right? Like I can go out and get a CPAP machine for myself. I'm pretty sure.
Sorry, are you suggesting that you're just going to walk around with an oxygen machine just cuz?
For sleep, yeah. Like
sleep.
Yeah, you wear it to sleep.
I thought you were like going to be lugging this around. I'm like, you don't need that.
No, I think that's fine. I think it's
for the aesthetic.
No, I think people. I don't think you need to go to whatever, see your doctor and it's like, what do they do? Subscribe? What am I trying to say? Prescribe?
Yeah,
I don't think they prescribe you a CPAP, but I was thinking I should probably get one. Like I snore a little bit.
Okay.
So
stimulating.
Anyways, Lisa says helps you breathe at night. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Lisa.
We've got a lot of people jumping in the chat early, and I'm sorry we're not gonna be able to get to you all, but nice to see a lot of people coming on the show yesterday and today. More and more people in the chat. Love to see it.
I know it helps you with your breathing. I'm just wondering, can I go out and get one? Like, is it like Advil or is it like T3s? Like,
you could literally just Google this right now, and we don't have to talk about.
Let's workshop it. Look, my dad has one. He slept for the night for the first time in 50 years. He says, I would love to sleep through the night.
Look at the screen. Look at the broadcast.
Okay, Alex. I need to put the CPAP on me there. I've been got now on this show.
Alex texted me that, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're finally going to get Chris.
God damn.
Man, you got to post this, pin it as the tweet on Canucks Convo. The podcast listeners need to experience this. Folks, our technical producer, Alex Lard, has put a photo of Chris sleeping in his little gaming chair.
I got a new chair, yeah.
He's got a new gaming chair. He was showing me how far down it can go. He's laying down in it with his eyes closed, and that's just sitting on our screen right now. Okay, can we get to the Canucks, please? Because, Chris, this team is 0-3. Is
that a video, Alex? Am I moving around?
Oh, yeah, that was a video. That was a video.
Snore.
That was a video.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Okay. Spencer Martin season, Chris. And someone, Josh Griffith, jumped in the chat and said, please don't blow another lead season. He also added, I feel like both teams are going to find a way to lose this game. Before we preview tonight's game between the 0-3 Columbus Blue Jackets and the 0-3 Vancouver Canucks, we have to do it. I know neither of us really want to, but we have to talk about last night. We have to talk about the loss to the Washington Capitals on Monday evening. Where do you want to start, Chris?
Well, it starts unacceptable. How long have I been saying it, man? I tell you. Again, Bo Horvat yesterday.
You and Bo Horvat both.
Unacceptable.
Did he say unacceptable yesterday?
He said it twice in 5 seconds, 20 seconds into their video that they posted yesterday.
Kidding me?
He also at some point said, like, we need to have a short-term memory. But then, like, within 15 seconds of that, he was like, we also need to, like, remember this one. And it's like, you know what? Horvat's struggling to deal with the media. He's just running through hockey cliches at this point, and it's not going to help him.
Okay. The Canucks last night became the first team in NHL history to lose each of their first 3 games of a season.
Pull it up, Alex. I got a graphic for
you got a graphic. There you go.
He's going to pull me up laying down in the chair again here.
This courtesy of Sportsnet stats. First team in NHL history to lose each of their first 3 games of a season while blowing a multi-goal lead in each contest. So again, obviously they blow the 3-goal lead in Edmonton, the early one, the 2-goal lead in Philadelphia. And remember, all of these have come as a result of just unanswered goals, like unanswered after unanswered goals. And it's like, it is unacceptable, but it's clearly acceptable for this team. That's what's driving everybody mental when it comes to this.
It's wild to look at this graphic too. Holy cow. I just think like watching this team go into that third period last night, could you just feel it though? Like, could you just feel within like the first 60 seconds of that third period, you're like, oh wow, like they are going to lose this. Like it felt like you knew the Canucks were going to lose this game. They came out and had 19 shots in the second period.
Yeah.
They were getting shots on net, but it just felt like something was just breaking through the Canucks throughout the game. Can you get the heat map up, Alex? I put this in here. The heat map's really interesting to me, where it's like, look at, for people on the YouTube here, I'll explain it for the podcast listeners. The shots that the Washington Capitals were getting off were all just right in front of Thatcher Demko.
Yeah.
There was no defense around the net. And then you compare that to what the Canucks were getting. Like, they were getting a couple of half decent shots from either side of the crease about, 10 feet out. But everything from the Capitals last night, their shot attempts, they were all within like 4 feet of the net. See 3 goals from them right outside the crease. The Canucks weren't defending well. They were letting players go straight to the net, get their stick on the ice and tap a puck in. And then you come out and put 4 shots up in the third period. By the way, Chase Wouters is going to join the show today, captain of the Abbotsford Canucks.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting pivot on the live show.
There he is right there. I love Chase is one of my favorite guys to talk to. I'm still shocked that a second-year pro right into the C. So I think that's crazy that he's going in as a second-year captain, but he's the guy to do it in my eyes. I think if they weren't going to, I thought they might go the local route with Noah Juleson, but if you're going to go with the captain, go with Chase Wouters. But back to this team. Like I said, I felt like this team was looking like you just knew they were going to lose. Like going into the third period, they're just like, it's not even like they were holding on to a victory or holding on to a lead. It's just like they went into that third period and you just kind of had a feeling they were going to lose. I mean, like, I liked Pettersson in the first period. I thought he was the only player in the first period that was really going for this team. Second period was excellent. Like, JT Miller scores, Bo Horvat scores, Elias Pettersson scores. This is a 3-point night for Pettersson. And you can't pull out a win here. Like,
and it wasn't Pettersson's fault that they didn't get the win. Like, he's got his guy. Like, he's doing his job. You know what I mean? And again, like, we talked about it last year. He took a lot of criticism, and rightfully so, for his slow start to the season and how it affected this team. My question for you, Chris, is JT Miller right now kind of in that similar spot? Because we made the comparison yesterday. It was brought up by a commenter to, hey, put JT Miller on the wing because he'll be able to get his confidence back the way Petey was given the chance playing alongside Bo Horvat. Is JT Miller suffering from the same thing as Elias Pettersson was last season?
I don't know. I think for him, it's just, I do think that, listen, Miller hasn't been great up to this point. Obviously, he gets a shot off in the power play yesterday. That's something that he's going to do. I think there's a degree of bad bounces, bad things that we saw with Elias Pettersson last year, like you mentioned, to start the year. There's a degree of that, but also there's a lot of effort things that need to be looked at in his game as well. And I think that's not just Miller. Like, I think Horvat's in the same boat. I really don't think Brock Besser's at 100%.
No.
I don't think he's near 100%. You could tell from just his shooting and the way that he's playing in the corners. I think we were praising Brock Besser over the past year and kind of maybe 2 years now of like actually taking a pretty good jump of being a guy that you like defensively a little bit more. He's just not at that level. And when he's not being able to bring that or bring a strong shot, it makes me question. Like, I don't think this guy's near 100%.
Yeah. I'm workshopping a take, so I can't be, don't hold this one to me. But watching last night's game, we saw Curtis Lazar on the line with Elias Pettersson and Andrei Kuzmenko. What really interests me about that was that line didn't look absolutely horrible. Their numbers weren't great. If you read the Statsies at Canucks Army by Michael Liu, wasn't great. But Lazar in that spot, you obviously don't want Lazar in that spot. It's not a great scenario, but he did fine. And I think there's something to be said for what that proves of the compete level and the effort level from everybody else right now. That Curtis Lazar was able to work with Elias Pettersson and Andrei Kuzmenko because, like those two other guys, Lazar is also working really hard, right? Does it come down to effort? Like what is the answer here, Chris? Because people are, Boudreau's on the hot seat. Like, let's be honest here. There's going to be increased talks about Bruce Boudreau being the coach for this team. And I think that's trying to think of the safe word to say, but that's baloney. Like, I don't think that is fair at all. Is Bruce Boudreau the problem with this team?
No, I don't think so.
Like, if Travis Green was the problem with this team and Bruce Boudreau was the answer, what's going on now? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's deeper issues. And again, shout out to a listener of ours who I interact with on Twitter a little bit, keeps saying that this team has Band-Aids on broken bones. And when you watch these first 3 games, that is really how it feels.
Yeah. I mean, it's, to a certain degree, like I've seen people saying, I know there's been some bad bounces. There's been some things gone their way. I don't think that's it, man. I don't think that's it. I really think this is about not even closing out games, but it's something that I always hated with a Travis Green coach team of like, they never want to push it. Right.
Yeah.
And with Boudreau last year, it felt like, no, they did want to push it. It wasn't good enough to have a 1-goal lead. You want to push for 2. Now it's like you see these 2-goal leads, these multi-goal leads. You can't just sit back and just let teams play their game. Like, you need to step up to a certain degree. You need to be better. You can't let guys like, that play. Who scored the goal? I mean, it was Alex Ovechkin ends up making the pass when he coming in. And just, was it Strome? Was it Strome who had the little tap in on the back door there?
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, how does nobody have that guy there? And he just rolls right through there. He has a wide open, just easy tap in. And it's just like, players can't go to the net that way, that easy. And I think that's been the problem right now to me, is just there's a degree of this team has a one really good period, and it's like one really good period. And I'm like, wow, like this is a good team. Like, it's a good team to watch when they're on. Like, I think that's the thing that's so interesting to me, is like the difference between great teams and average teams to me is like the consistency. If the Canucks are consistently playing like they did in the second period, and not even to that level, because that was like an extreme level of like, this is a really good team, right? Like, if they played like they did in that second period all year long, we'd be talking about where the parade's going to go. But to me, that's the big thing that we're still seeing here, is consistency. So the question is like, is consistency, does that come from coaching, or does that come from the players that you have here? And I think
it's been both, but when it's been 2 coaches, it's the players.
Right. And that's exactly what I was saying. I think we saw a lot of consistency last year under Bruce Boudreau, and it feels like this roster at least has gotten better, right? Like, it feels like it's gotten better. And then we're going to see Ilya Mikheyev, it sounds like, tonight, back in the lineup for the Vancouver Canucks. And that's going to be huge, because let's touch on the penalty kill as well real quick.
Well, hang on, because Tyler Myers also not at Scotia Barn practicing with the injured guys this morning. Phil Giuseppe and Travis Dermott were. So again, this is a report from Donnie and Dolly. Dollywall, I think, was.
Why didn't you got all your sources out there? Your Zamboni drivers, the guy sweeping the floor.
No,
nobody. Eh?
No, I got to get out to
the guy fixing the glass. I forget his name. He tunes into the show too. I'm sorry. Me and him had some good chats out there.
Yeah, we just chat to various employees at 8 Rinks.
Everybody.
Those are our sources.
If they're wearing an 8 Rink shirt, jacket, I'm chatting them up.
That's right. Okay. Chat jumping in here. Jeep said best looking slow, and having Myers back will help a lot. It'll help. I don't know about a lot. I don't know about and again, biggest Myers fan of the media here, right? Like, biggest Myers fan in the media, but like the people saying, oh, well, all this team's problems are going to go away when Myers and Pullman come back. I don't think that's the truth at all. And again, like the people saying, well, Dermott, Pullman, and Myers are, the top 4 defensemen on this team, and losing 3 of those guys is going to hurt any team in the NHL. Yeah, okay, there's something that's been said.
It does help you notice, though, like, Tyler Myers does make.
Tyler Myers is huge.
Listen,
Tyler Myers
is
huge.
He makes $6 million. You can talk about the contract all you want, but I tell you what, like, as a
guy
playing in your top 4, yeah, he is massive for that, and that's not just because he's 6'8". He does eat up a lot of very important minutes.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's been missing from the lineup.
And Mal Marvel jumping in on our chat saying it can't be a coaching problem at this point.
We got Chase Wouters coming up here in just a minute, but Jack Rathbone.
Will Jack Rathbone ever play?
I think he's got to come in.
He has to. I was someone sent me a joke. They were like, "Oh yeah, I heard the Canucks just signed someone from the ECHL in order to play over Jack Rathbone." It's like,
no, he's got to get in, man.
He does, absolutely. I don't know what they could possibly be waiting for in a guy that knows Jack Rathbone, Chase Wouters. And we'll talk to Chase Wouters in a few minutes here about Jack Rathbone. I would like to see Jack Rathbone in the lineup. Not going to knock anybody that's in. Again, like, you just had Kyle Burrows give you an effort where he played 24 minutes a night. And I think when people say Tyler Myers returning to this lineup is going to help, I think that's what they mean, is just that, hey, maybe if Kyle Burroughs doesn't have to play 24 minutes a night, things might get a little bit better. And I think that's
I
a
tell you,
very
Kyle,
fair
he's
take.
looking good though. Local kid looking really good.
He does have that
now.
dog in him for sure.
Absolutely, he's leading the way in the dog rating right now. Do we got Chase here, Alex? Checking in with Alex, producer Alex. We'll get to Chase Wouters here in just a minute. If he's on the line, let's bring him up.
Well, Jeep jumped in here, said Myers brings some stability and is good with the young guys. Another young guy, Chase Wouters, captain of the Abbotsford Canucks, joins us. Chase, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, Chase. I like the background there. Is that you just chilling in the rink?
Yeah, we just gonna go grab some lunch after this, so just still at the rink here. So
absolutely. Well, hey, let's get started with the big news of the week. You get named captain of this team. How does that feel, and how did it come together a little bit? We saw the behind the scenes video of Ryan Johnson announcing it, but did he give you a little hint before that, or is that the moment that you knew before that you were going to be the captain?
No, obviously it's a huge honor. It's there's a lot of guys in the room that make up the leadership group. I know every guy on the team has been a part of a leadership group throughout their careers, whether it was in junior or college, and we all make up the team here. But it's Ryan talked to me the night before quickly, and gave me the news the night before, and then it was announced to the team the next morning. So it's it's a huge honor.
Absolutely. What's that conversation like? I don't know if you're a guy that was expecting it, but I think just hearing it the night before, what was that like to hear that from RJ?
Yeah, it was it was obviously a lot of excitement, a lot of emotions going through it, but it's even talking to a lot of the older guys on the team, they talked to me after, and it's we're all in this together here in Abbotsford, all pushing towards the same goal. So it's it's really good, and it's it's a huge honor again.
Chase, I feel like you've been a captain your whole life. Was it weird last year not having a C on your chest? I got to think that's one of the first years you haven't been a captain of a team.
No, I mean, I don't know. I kind of, the way I lead, I kind of lead by example. Nothing really changes with my game. I'll kind of show up to the rink and, do the same things I was doing before. And I think that's, that's a big part of what makes up my game and, me as a person. So.
What was the biggest thing you learned in your first year pro last year?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was preparation and, moving on after games. There's we have a heavy schedule. There's a lot of travel, and it's, everyone's in it together. And I think, we're the best when we're all pushing towards the same goal and pushing the same way. So I think that's the biggest thing I learned last year, and I've took it into this year.
You mentioned leading by example, so I won't really ask you how it's different to, lead when you have a C on your chest, but have you noticed any differences between pro and junior when it comes to leadership, especially being a younger guy yourself?
A little bit, but there's also similarities. I mean, I was I was given the captain when I was 18 in Saskatoon, and there were still 19, still 20-year-olds on the team. So it's the same sort of thing here. Being a younger guy, there's still older guys that I still look up to, and everyone. It's a group effort. I mean, it's not one guy, it's not two guys. It's 20, 25 guys that all make up our team here. So it's it's big, it's fun.
You guys get a win on the weekend. Tough loss as well. This team's a year younger if you look at average age than it was last year. Do you feel that? Because it's weird, because it feels like there's a decent amount of returning guys, and obviously you get a year older going into next season, but does it feel younger? Is there more youth, just a vibe around there? You guys have some more younger guys added to the group.
I don't know if it feels like that. It's, like you said, there's a lot of guys coming back last year, and everyone is a year older, and it's, we got a really good group of guys there, and it's, there's a lot of good times around the rink, a lot of jokes, and like you said, it was obviously a tough game Friday there, but I think our bounce back Saturday kind of showed a lot about our group and a lot about our resiliency.
Chase, we've got a question from a listener here that I'm going to read you. It's, what was more impressive, the absolute unit of a salmon you caught the other day, or Carlson's OT winner against Bakersfield?
Well, you got to go with Carlson there. I know everyone's catching salmon. Everyone's catching salmon out of the river right now, but to see Carly finally get his first goal there. I mean, it only took 2 games, but he's been all over the puck. He's been a great addition right now.
You mentioned obviously having a lot of fun in the room. I got to ask about Vinny Arsenault. Every guy that I chatted with last year talks about this guy being one of the best in the room. We see what he does on the ice, sticking up for guys. How important is he to this group as kind of a veteran presence for this AHL squad?
Yeah, he's very important. I mean, ours, he's been through a lot in his career. I mean, he's kind of played everywhere, and he's found a great role here in Abbotsford and with Vancouver. So he's a great to the young guys, great veteran presence. And I think when there's a guy like that around the room, it helps everyone around him. So we're very.
I'm a little surprised, Quads, you don't want to ask this question, but I'm going to throw it out there. Archer Seelovs comes in last year. He's such a young player. Really looked like he had a huge offseason playing in the World Championships, looking good at the prospects camp, which you were at out in Penticton as well. Are you seeing a much more improved goaltender here with Artie?
Yeah, Artie's been good so far this year. There's no complaints in his game. Like you said, he had a good summer, and he's played well every chance he's had so far this year. So he's been great for us this year.
Liking the Zamboni background there. It adds to the ambiance of a hockey interview.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no
is
worries.
It a little too loud, or is it good?
No, you're good. Like I said, like people actually have commented they like the background noise a little bit there. With a guy that you played with at the Penticton Young Stars, Danila Klimovich, he comes in at 18 years old, and Chase, you were in your rookie season last year as well as a pro. But watching him make that adjustment and seeing what he's done so far this year, like I think he's another player who looks like he's going to take a big jump in the AHL.
Yeah, exactly. He's as you guys know, he's very, very skilled, very good shot, and I think when he uses those tools to his ability, he's a very dangerous player out there. And I got to play along with him for the first couple games, and it was good here. So we'll just keep building chemistry together and keep moving forward.
Last guy I wanted to ask about, obviously here in Vancouver Giant, Tristan Nielsen. You played against him in the dub a little bit. You get to see him play now. Saw him out at Penticton. What are your thoughts on what he brings to a lineup every night?
Yeah, he's really good. He's he kind of plays. He's got the skill side, and he's also got the gritty side to him. He plays hard. He he does the things right, and I think he's going to be a really big part of our team this year. So,
Chase, looking at your game. Last year, it felt like you really found a spot on the penalty kill. Like I know Trent kind of trusted you to be the first guy out there. Aside from that, what do you want to add this year now that you're in your second year pro?
Yeah, I think the penalty kill is something I'm going to keep working on, and there's always room for improvement there. But I think something I'm going to work on this year is getting a little more poise with the puck and puck in the O zone. I think I think that's going to be able to help me and help my line mates make plays out there, and ultimately help the team win. So that's something I've worked on this year.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Chase, we appreciate you taking the time. Congratulations on the C on your chest. I know we're still a couple weeks away from the home opener out there in Abbotsford, but I'm sure it should be a good showing for the fans showing up and getting a chance to watch the second year of the Abbotsford Canucks. So thanks for taking the time today, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. So thank you. Take care, guys.
Absolutely. There he is. Chase Wouters, captain of the Abbotsford Canucks.
Got a nice ring to it.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it does. Like the C looks good. He's a guy that obviously a lot of people I think would have picked. Like you watch what he did in the WHL. I think even just I remember watching what the Blades put out there as kind of like when they were retiring his jersey number.
Yeah,
that video was just unreal.
Exactly. Like that was pretty unprecedented, I thought, especially to see a player get his number retired in junior. Like how he did. It's unbelievable. He deserves it. He deserves the C for sure. Yeah. So thanks to Chase Wouters for joining us. Let's get back to the NHL team.
That's our prospects report too.
That's
There's
our prospects report.
Nothing going on in prospects. I think we have a couple games tonight, so I might have some clips tomorrow.
Oh,
I think
good.
Northeastern is playing.
Good.
Yeah,
I was worried.
We'll be able to get your sleeper cam going.
Yeah. I'm glad we got a sleeper cam for you. The debut of the Faber sleeper cam where you're actually sleeping. Unbelievable. I can't believe we have that.
I had the massage chair going and everything.
Yeah,
too.
You did. You were.
Okay. Is it a video?
Yeah, look.
I don't like that. I know that's what I was saying.
It was me kicking you to make sure you're still alive there.
Goodness gracious. It's the massager that's on it. Oh, wait. See, that's what I need the CPAP for. I get the little jolts. If I had more oxygen, that wouldn't be... Anyways.
Also, the chat told you to go to a
Hopefully Chase isn't still on the line here.
The chat told you to go to a sleep clinic, by the way. I'm not sure if you saw that.
I know that I snore.
Well, someone mentioned they're like, it could just be you need more exercise.
That could be true too.
Could be true.
Jeez, that
makes two of us.
Hey, next month, I'm working out every day.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and join you on that because I've been
You're gonna do
slacking
it
big
too.
time. Yeah.
Every single day, I'm
Dude,
gonna be in the gym.
the
in
extent of
November.
my workout, and I'll tell you what, Harmon Dial, that guy's putting in work at the gym right
Oh,
now.
yeah, he's putting in
He's legit bulking. Like he's doing what I did like 2 years ago. So I'm gonna start doing it again because Harmon can't be the more muscular 22-year-old in the Vancouver media.
No, it's true. You young kids in here coming in.
That's right.
I'm gonna go every day, and that was my
That's good, man.
That was
That's
my
really
New
good.
Year's resolution. Was 1 month of the year I'm gonna work out every single day.
So you
And
picked
I
the
picked,
second to last.
I picked
possible
November because
month.
I was like, hey, I haven't blown my New Year's resolution yet.
Do it.
Everyone
No,
else
that's
blew
good, man.
theirs 2 weeks into January.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. The way to do it is get in a routine. Do it in the morning. Okay, let's get back to the Vancouver Canucks. We're
What's
not going to
next,
talk.
man? What's next?
We're not going to talk too much more about the loss in Washington. There's a lot of things, and one thing that I want to point out is Thatcher Demko. You know, some people are saying, okay, he's playing like a bottom 5 goaltender in the league, and they throw out some advanced stat at me that only looks at shot location in reality. But anyway, what I'm concerned about with Thatcher Demko, and not even concerned, I don't think that's the right or appropriate word. He's not really stealing any games for the Canucks. And I think you'd like to see him steal some games for this team, right? Like if Thatcher Demko turns in a performance where he, just comes down and just secures it, they're winning these games. They're closing out these games. But that's, again, he's part of the team, but that's not his responsibility. It's not his job to come in and just absolutely steal a game. And again, it's not like this came out of nowhere. Like Jim Rutherford last year talked about how we have a lot of problems on this team, but our goalie bails us out a lot. When he said that, it seemed like he was saying it from the extent of we still have a lot to improve. But now, and this is a combination of a lot of things, the biggest being how difficult it was to do business in the NHL this offseason. It kind of looks like they said that and they're like, well, this is what we have. We have a great goalie who's going to steal us games and we should build on that.
Yeah, I think 21st in the NHL right now for 5-on-5 save percentage the Canucks are. And listen, they were first last year. You can see how much of a difference it makes when you aren't getting the best goaltender in the league. And that's no knock on Demko. I think that a lot of these goals that have been scored on him, like you could say the Karlsson one was a little tough to watch, like just go over the shoulder there. But there was, there's other ones where it's just like, man, it's the defense. I'm not putting much, and I'd be fine putting, the blame on goaltenders, but not right now. Like this isn't Demko letting the team down at all. This is the team letting Demko down with the scoring chances, like 100%. And I know you're not saying that. I'm just saying I've seen what you're talking about. Some people saying online, like, oh, like what if Demko steals?
Yeah, what's wrong with Demko?
It's like, no, it's like there's nothing wrong with Demko. You're right. Like he isn't stealing you games right now, and he's done that over the past. But nobody on this roster is going out there and stealing you a game. I mean, because Manko and Burrows are like your two best players right now. What if I told you that 2 weeks ago? You'd probably know that the Canucks are 0-3.
Yeah.
Right? If I told you that Kyle Burrows is playing 24 minutes a night and Andre Kuzmenko is your best forward, no doubt you would say the Canucks are 0-3.
Joey Pitt jumping in the YouTube chat here saying Demko's having a classic Roberto Luongo October. We all know how Luongo's Novembers were. I expect a Demko bounce back. I don't even want to use the term bounce back, but Demko's going to steal games throughout the course of a season. You just know it's going to happen, but the team in front of him also needs to improve, right? They need to get better. It's not an excuse. It's not a, hey guys, we're going to lose games until our goaltender can come back and play like a Vezina caliber goaltender and, play like legitimately the best goaltender in the league and win us these games that we have no business even being in because we don't show up for third periods. You can't build on that. Like you can't wait for that to happen. I'm sure it'll happen, but you can't wait for it if you're the Canucks. You got to do something here. Like you got to do something yourself. If you're the players, you got to go out and make it happen. It's unacceptable.
They had a players meeting at the end of the game last night. I tell you what, that's 3 games into the year. And Boudreau kind of said it like, it's not ideal to have a players meeting 3 games into the season.
Yeah. I don't want to rip I don't want to rip on the team too much here, but
tomorrow, I tell you what, they lose to, this is what I think's going to happen. They're going to win tonight.
Okay.
Right? They're going to go out and win tonight. And I think we can take a good deep breath after tonight's game. You were right in the stanchies. It's going to be a nice chill day. I'm going to have the gifts for you. Today someone came up to me and they said, GIFs. Can you give me some GIFs?
Okay.
I said, what? Peanut butter? What are you talking about?
Okay.
They're called gifts. That's ridiculous. Anyways, so I'm handling that for the stanchies. I think they're going to come out tonight. They're going to win. It's going to be like 5-2. It's going to be a nice little win for them. They're going to play hard in front of their backup goaltender. And to me, I hate that. Because it's like, what? I think that's what we're going to see tonight. I think we're going to see a much better team. And listen, we'll be in here tomorrow if they lose again.
And sorry, you know hate this for what reason?
I hate this because why aren't you playing a better game in front of your starter then?
You're saying it takes going 0-3 in a players only meeting to get this going. I understand. Okay.
Plus adding on like, now our backups in, we better actually start playing defense.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
I hate that. Why does that happened a lot to Spencer Martin last year? Where it's like, you know what? They played good defense around. They really protected the net. Why aren't you doing that for Demko?
Yep.
Set Demko up to have success at that point. I think that's what we're going to see tonight. And when we see it, like, to me, it's like, it's almost a lose-lose situation. It's like, why aren't you see a good game tonight? It's like, well, where was that the first 3 games? You see a bad game tonight and they lose, they're 0-4. It's not, things are not great right now with the Canucks. I just think from a lot of different things.
I'm just looking forward to the takes if what you're saying actually happens. The Demko sucks and Martin's the guy who's those takes are coming. Those takes are absolutely coming. I was having people last night when I sent out that tweet about it being unacceptable, then go out and prove it if it's actually unacceptable. I had people being like, well, you don't have the backbone to talk about the refs have screwed us in these 3 games.
What the hell?
I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that's what the players only meeting was about, was the refs screwing them over. And also, I just want to say, I'm not going to keep going off about Twitter idiots that I don't actually reply to and just call them out on Twitter on the podcast. But I wonder what the contents of that players only meeting was. And I think I might have seen this on Twitter. So shout out the person.
I got some stuff on Twitter. I just see it right now. Let me get to it. Reassigned to Abbotsford, Noah Juleson. Listen to this, Quads. Tyler Myers and Ilya Mikheyev have been activated from IR.
Okay, we got to get an article on that.
Okay, no, we're doing a show
well,
here.
Hang on a sec.
Page views all
hang on a sec here. Hang on. Yeah, okay. So the chat was letting us know, and I ignored it. But I can't remember what I was saying now.
What are we going to trust Cody in there telling us stuff? Jeez.
Yes, that's fair. But you got to distract me.
Pete.
What was I
Pete
even saying? I was talking about something. I had something good. Oh, yeah. Sorry. The contents of this players only meeting, and I might have seen this on Twitter. But what was being said in that meeting, I'm curious about, because in the media, at least, even Boudreau, and Wyatt pointed this out in the stanchies last night, Boudreau and Horvat were like, we did some good things. We played a pretty good game, but we just couldn't close out the third. And look, that's not what you should be talking about. It shouldn't be, okay, guys, we're doing some good things. Guys, stick with it. No, it's, guys, we need to get our heads out of our rears and figure this out, because this is unacceptable. It's not, guys, we're doing so many good things. Let's just keep this up.
Yeah, let's lean into those good things. Yeah. Even though the captain comes out every game and says everything's unacceptable.
Anyway,
how can you play both sides there? To me, I don't understand. How can things be unacceptable but still so many good things be done? I don't get that.
Alien Pete pointing out in the chat that he had it first, and he was hashtag.
Yeah, I had it first too. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Take that, Cody.
Okay, let's wrap things up here. Let's get to our Betway wrap up. Chris, do you have a bet?
What are you talking about? We got a poll question to get to here.
Our poll question.
It's like 1:30, and you're trying to rush out.
Well, I gotta write something.
Well, I know you got your article. You did do your little bagged milk text or whatever you got to do and get that out there.
Yeah,
this is ridiculous. All right, let's get the poll question up. Pull it up here, Alex. I want to see what Alex says on this one too, because I think it's been one of those days. Today's poll question brought to you by Atlas Goods. Check them out. There's a Twitter account right there. Head over to our Twitter account. Just click them. Check it out. 15% off your first order of pop rinds. Use promo code CC15. You go out and get these. You get these fresh pork rinds. Look at that, Alex. Where's the website, Alex? You got the menu up there? We like the menu up there too. Alex is always pulling up the menu.
Nice to Alex.
He's always got it open.
He's got it ready to go.
He's got it. It's favorites. He's subscribed right there. You get the 10% off. Forget that. You got 15% off with our deal. Alex, get out of there, Alex.
Promo code CC15, locally owned and operated, 0 carb, high protein snack, keto friendly, ready in minutes in your microwave or air fryer.
Here's what I was thinking the other day with the pork rinds. You dip them in hummus.
Okay.
Why not?
I've never done it.
And look at this new pork rind panko.
I'm allergic to hummus. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Know your co-host allergies, folks.
I just assumed
you know like 30 of my allergies.
Yeah, I was worried the other day because I brought home groceries and there was a tub of peanut butter in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, is this gonna set Quads off here? We're gonna have to stab you with something? I don't know. All right, let's get back to the poll question. See what Alex says. Is Alex angry today? I've been giving it to him maybe a little bit too much on the episode. He might be angry.
Okay, today's poll question brought to you by Atlas Goods. What worries you most about this team? The defense, leadership, the room, special teams, and as always, I'm angry. Let's see what Alex votes. He's going with, he hovered over I'm angry, and he clicked leadership and the room. Where are you going with this one, Chris? Because, sorry, let me just quickly read the listeners and the viewers what they're saying in the poll question here. 29% so far saying they are angry, 35% saying it's the defense, 19% saying leadership in the room, 15% say special teams. What's your biggest worry? Because I understand why people are just picking I'm angry, but like Alex, I'm going with leadership in the room.
Wow. Yeah, I think it might. Like, listen, the defense is a thing that's not going to get this team to a Stanley Cup right now that they have. But I also don't know if what's going on with his leadership in the room is going to get them there either. Special teams is the thing I'd probably worried about the least because, like, yeah, the penalty kill has been wild this season once again to start the year. I don't think it's the thing that's 100% losing them games like it was last year, but it's starting to trend that direction. So I'd start to worry about the penalty kill. You hope that Ilya Mikheyev makes a big difference tonight as he's been activated off of IR, as we just talked about. The way I'm looking at this is what is holding this team back more. And I think I have to go with the defense still. I really think you need that piece for Quinn Hughes to make it a real legit top pairing. And I love Luke Shen, big dog rating guy, but I'd like to see him on a third pair playing with someone else and making things calm on a third pair that you can trust instead of being asked to do so much and play with Quinn Hughes. And it's like it works, right? But there's a couple times actually yesterday just watching Shen. I don't think it was one of Shen's best games, and I hate to say it because we love him. But like, Shen's the best. We love talking to him. We love watching him play. We love watching him stick up for everyone. But it was one of those games where the skill part of it got exposed a little bit in Shen's game, I think. I don't think he was horrible, but there was just a couple moments I noticed in the game where it's like, yeah, you wish you had a little bit of a more skilled defenseman here to help Quinn Hughes out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I understand what you're saying.
You're going leadership. You think it's the room, right?
Yeah, I'm going leadership. Sorry.
Pull it up, Alex. What season is it right now, too? I got the photo. I got this edit put up together here.
You're asking me what worries the most.
Everyone.
What worries the most about this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't worry the most about the defense because I know Quinn Hughes is going to play better than he already has, right?
Right.
I know that that's something that's relatively easy to address if you make a trade or solve it, right? It worries me for sure, the current state of the defense, but long term, I'm not looking at it and saying, I don't know if this defense is ever going to be able to get done because this defense is going to get changed, right? Is the leadership group going to get changed?
Right.
Is the room going to get changed? Like what's going to change there? And Sat was talking about this yesterday on Sportsnet 650. The leadership in that room, who is it? Like, who is there to keep a JT Miller in check, for example, right? Is there anybody? Is it Bruce Boudreau? Like, you look at the 2011 core, right? And again, I'm not sure if this was actually said by Sat because I saw it in a tweet, but I'm not sure if it was just the tweeter that said this, but you look at the 2011 core, for example, right? There was the Sedins. Kessler was kept in check by the Sedins, and the Sedins didn't need anybody to keep them in check, right? They were the perfect leaders. JT Miller, in my mind, isn't the perfect leader, but he's probably the top dog in that dressing room. And that's no disrespect to Bo Horvat because they shared the leadership duties. We all know that. They've talked about it. But I don't know if Bo Horvat is confronting JT Miller about anything or saying like, hey, get it together when these kind of things happen. Because I don't know if that's the kind of person Bo is. And again, that's not really a knock on Bo. I just don't know if the Canucks have the right leadership to get them out of what they're currently in right now.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think there has to be something, not just like wrong, but just something that's not. Their room isn't helping them, I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that what's going on in the room, the dynamic in the room, is helping this team get over some of their problems, and that's unfortunate because I think you hear this a lot from like retired players where they talk about like how the players that go on and win Stanley Cups talk about like what the room was like and how it had such a good dynamic to lift each other up, whether it be, just having a bad day, a player being able to kind of lift you up and put you in a spot or just knowing what another guy was going to bring on the ice. Like, I think the room could make a really big difference. And I think that's what you hear from former players so much is like, they knew, like you could tell that things were different, or even players that get traded at the deadline and end up talking about it. Those are the guys that I like to listen to for this. Like you could just hear from the players, like when they knew they came into that room, they're like, we're going to win a Stanley Cup type of thing. And I just don't know if that's helping the Canucks right now. I think the room is hurting them more than it's helping them right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so go check out Atlas Goods, AtlasGDS.com.
But then again, so's the defense and so's the special teams. So like everything's
exactly everything sucks good right now. Everything sucks. You've heard it before.
Yeah, except for Chase Wouters. That was a good chat with him.
Thanks for Chase Wouters for joining us again. Okay, promo code CC15 at AtlasGDS.com. Betway wrap up, Chris. Give it to us. What's your bet today?
Here, pull it up, Alex. Plus 300. Will I have a CPAP by the end of the week? No. This is a good one, okay? Because I do think the Canucks are going to win.
You got to read it. The podcast listeners are not seeing
this.
Dude,
what am I going to just say? The money? I'm obviously about to read it here. I think the Canucks are going to win. So my bet tonight, and I don't know, this is not advice. This is just a picture. If you see it, you see it. If you like it, take it. I don't know. This isn't advice. Betway. Canucks to win, money line. I'm pretty sure that means just win in general, right?
I think so.
I'm pretty
You're
sure.
the betting guy.
I know I'm the betting guy, but I've never learned the difference between money line and puck line. I think puck line gives you a goal and a half or whatever.
Oh,
so
it's
I think
the spread.
I think money line is just a win.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Cody's in there. He'll tell me.
I'm sure the chat will.
Cody's taking a few L's in his betting this past week. Over 6.5 goals, the Canucks to win, and Elias Pettersson to score a goal. You put 50 down, you're walking out with 400. You get your 50 back. We're talking 450. What can you do with that? Buy yourself a gaming chair. You can buy yourself a brand new gaming chair. Go ahead back to the other photo. Tell them how comfortable this thing is. Alex is you lean back in it. Look, there it is. You take home. You take home you put this bet down. You win it. You're laughing. You take this thing back. I ordered it off Amazon last night. It's here this morning.
Okay.
Betway.
Jarhead jumping in the chat saying moneyline is just to win. So you are correct about that.
Jarhead, you missed a comment from Jarhead earlier, which I think is good. So yeah, we're working out every day in November. We're getting healthy. Maybe you can come work out here. You show up here at 9 a.m. We'll go down for a workout. We'll come up here. You'll lay around, take your little nap that you take every single day. I'll do all the work, prep the show. Then we'll get going on the show. But there we go. We got our workout done. But he also said you should grow a mustache too. You've grown one in the past.
Yeah.
Well, you've
not doing that again.
You've had hair show up on your face in the past, in search of a mustache. But I don't know if we've actually gotten to the point of it yet.
Can't really see it. This is the most I can do.
But you're
great.
It's not the genes either. Your brother grows a mustache, right?
My brother started growing facial hair when he was 23. So check with me when I'm 23 and we'll see what happens.
This could be the year, folks.
This could be my year. Okay. We'll close it out there. For my co-host Chris Faber and our technical producer Alex Allard. My name is Dave Quadrelli. No, Mike's got it. Mike Gould has got it. My name is Dave Quadrelli. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Canucks Conversation. A voice crack there.
5-2 Canucks. Play hard for Spencer Martin.
Thanks for listening to Canucks Conversation, delivered by DoorDash. Hit the subscribe button to never miss an episode.
How about keep it to a thank you, Jim?